Misinformation is so powerful because it triggers emotional reactions. We needed to come up with another approach that was different than kind of the more conventional ways that we've thought about information literacy.
The game that we developed is a social and collaborative one. So people can play the game together and then reflect on the misinformation problem together, talk about how they process and share information in their lives, and maybe share some strategies that they have for combating misinformation so they can learn from each other as well.
Most people believe they are not vulnerable to misinformation. They believe it's only other people who are less educated or less savvy. The truth is we are all vulnerable. It's just who we are as humans. So we wanted to create that sense of vulnerability. We wanted people to be fooled by misinformation. And through that experience, cause some people to help reflect, saying, oh, maybe I'm not as invincible as I thought I was.
One interesting thing that we noticed was that a lot of people tend to underestimate their role in spreading misinformation, right? So often we'll hear people saying like, oh, I don't use social media that much, or I only share like memes and cat videos, or I only go and read information, I don't share anything. But the truth is, the person just being in that information environment actually does have impact on what kind of information comes to them, as well as what kind of information goes to other people, right? So we tried to make that point really clear in the debrief session as well.
The distinctions between misinformation and disinformation were something that really seemed trivial to me, but really matter, and understanding just how critical they are in especially our day and age, with wars going on, elections, politics, advertising.
So we originally developed this game as a completely virtual game. So it could be played on Zoom together with people in a group. But now we have a pop-up kit version of it, which can be played in person.
I really enjoy puzzle games, and so this was like cool to be able to like physically get my hands on the puzzle and be like, oh, okay, so this and this and this.
There's a puzzle involving images that are created by a computer that look incredibly realistic. And I think that one tends to stick with the players the most. They tend to talk about that afterwards in the debrief the most.
This is something that's really cool because it is challenging. It is truly challenging puzzles, and it gets people to recognize like, oh, yeah, okay, I have some work to do with this. I think everybody needs to play this game.
Misinformation is a problem that affects everybody, and so anybody and everybody should play it.
I think everybody could benefit from what U4Origin has to offer. What's brilliant about U4Origin is that we're trying to use this escape room format, which is so popular, for something that public libraries have been trying to do for a while now. We've been wrestling with this complicated issue of misinformation. And
librarians have also told us that the debrief session was really useful in terms of helping people connect their gameplay experience to their in real life experience with misinformation.
So the game host, whether it's a school teacher, a librarian, or somebody else in kind of an educational position, plays a super critical role. It turns out games are popular across all ages and demographics. We're really pleased that it is appealing to so many different people.